Okay, I have a motion to open the hearing. I'm sorry, the meeting of the Holyoke Planning Board.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
By roll call vote, Nathan,
Yes.
Rosanna,
Yes, ma'am.
Gernander,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
and Mimi.
Yes. And just as housekeeping here, Jane, do you have a sense of whether we want to go into executive session now or do it after we take up the zone map hearing for the bodega?
That's really up to you guys. I was gonna ask Sharon or Jeff if there was anybody in the waiting room, because I did get an email from Mike Lavoy that he was possibly in the waiting room. But I'm happy to take it up either go into executive session now or after, whatever you guys want.
Mike Lavoy was here earlier. He's not here now. I don't
No.
know which waiting room he's in.
Perfect. Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, well, on the off chance that he comes back, I'm going to suggest that we go ahead and have the discussion about the zone change and our recommendation to the city council.
I feel like ideally, it seems to me that we probably need to vote yes or no about the zone change. Regardless of what we decide to do. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong. But my preference would be that what we're suggesting regardless of whether we vote yes or no on the zone change, what I would like us to be most strongly suggesting to ordinance is that they take up this special permit.
Yeah, that was my
I agree.
that we do this basically as the alternative. This be recommendation number one, and the okay, give them the zone change if we choose to do that as a fallback.
Yes. Think
I don't like zone changes personally. They make me nervous.
Yeah,
They make me very nervous because what we have in front of us today can change in 2 minutes, can change in 20 years.
mhm.
That makes me very nervous in that community, being that they're trying to develop housing and create a more sustainable community. So I think special permit is the best way to go. I appreciate you putting all this work into this, but zoning change makes me very nervous.
And again, as Kate points out, there is no reason that we can't recommend that they not grant the zone change and instead take up the special permit on an accelerated basis. Because, for one thing, this is one of these things where it is both a relief and really annoying that we are only recommending. What we say, they're going to do what they want.
Rana, you're muted.
I mute myself because I talk to myself a lot, and sometimes it's inappropriate. So you may see my lips move, but I'm just muted.
Like it's all the good stuff we're missing.
Yeah, I mean, I think makes sense to strongly recommend the special permit option path on an accelerated basis. But I mean, they are gonna do what they want to do. Yeah, and I think, I mean, this is a separate question later down the road, but I've noticed, I've been here for a year and I've noticed so many spot zone requests. I mean, I wonder what the meaning behind all these frequent spot zone requests are, or I want to use spot zone request wording. Sorry, I meant specific parcel zone change requests.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a bigger, deeper question, but for where we are, yeah.
Yeah, but
What
no,
we-
I think
yeah.
you're right to point it out. I've been on the planning board for quite a long time, and it's been a continuing pattern throughout the time I've been on the board. And sometimes there is some argument for, all right, this wouldn't be a spot zone. A great deal of the time, there isn't even a colorable argument for it. But almost all of the time, in my experience, there's been a better approach, and it just hasn't been suggested to the city council, or the city council hasn't wanted to do it. But it is a big topic, and I think it is one that we should take up at some point. And Rosanna, I think that's your hand.
I just for clarification for me, so let's say we highly recommend the special permit. So city council can then say, or they can argue, well, we don't want the special permit, we rather the zoning change. City council could say, okay, do they have to like resubmit an application for the zoning change? Even though they already did it before, or city council could just say, you know what? We're gonna grant you the zoning change.
Well,
Can it happen that fast? I guess. Yes, Kate said.
well, yeah, the city council can move ahead on the zoning change no matter what we recommend. They
Okay,
can do it the instant that the 21 days expires from the close of our hearing.
okay.
And, you know, if they wanted to consider the alternative, and if the ordinance chair were amenable to accelerating, then they could say, all right, we need a city councilor to file an order to make this zone change, because the special permit itself would be an amendment to the zoning ordinance. Then they would have to put it on their schedule, get it over to us immediately. I think we would recommend it back as, yes, do this immediately. And then they could vote it through to the next city council meeting and take it up there. So it could be only a few weeks shorter than or only a few weeks longer than a straight zone change. But that's a matter of them controlling their schedule.
I guess the big unknown factor is, you know, who the chair will be. I mean, maybe everything will decided now, whichever option goes, who the chair is for putting the agenda. If things get delayed to next year somehow, and a new chair has to decide.
I
Okay,
I worry that message about how long it will take. I worry that that's an attempt to sway people to do certain things rather than actual the way it could be done if it were taken up quickly. But that's not really, I don't think that should play into our decision. We should make a recommendation based on what we think is best for the city to do for everyone, you know, not just for this applicant or this neighborhood, but, you know, as a policy going forward. And I think that we can make, I guess my proposal to us is that I don't think we need to make a final vote today. We could make that final vote in 3 weeks, so people have time to think about which variety of the process they feel most comfortable supporting, but that maybe we could have a draft of a decision and then we can workshop it together at our next meeting.
well, I'm happy with that. As I think I mentioned last time, I practically have a decision either way already written. And if we have ordinance language to go with it, it becomes very easy to bang them out.
Maybe could you share those with, I know we can't do any deliberation amongst ourselves between now and then, but if
Yeah,
people,
but I can get it to
Yeah.
everybody to read, say, a week in advance of our next meeting. Possibly less, depending on what else comes up. So, okay. Is there a vote to take this up again at our next meeting?
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, I'm confused about the deadline. So the 21-day deadline, is that triggered when we close the public hearing or when we end the meeting about this?
It is triggered when we close the public hearing. We have closed the public hearing, so we must do this by October 10th. Or on October 10th,
Okay, and October 10th is our next meeting, right?
right? So what Kate is proposing is that I circulate draft decisions, say a week ahead of that, and we discuss them on the 10th and make a final vote then.
It won't, there's no rationale, I don't think, for moving any faster because the ordinance committee is not going to meet till October 24th. So
Safely.
Yeah.
Turn right on Doyle.
voted something out right now, it doesn't make anything move any faster than if we do it on October 10th.
This
So
is
I-
true.
A little
And
time.
also, I'm not going to have a decision written tonight for us to vote on the final one. So yeah,
So I would move that we continue this
we
part.
don't even have to continue. We can just,
Oh, that's true. It's just,
yeah, take
Don't
it
even-
up again.
yeah, I think
Put
we
it on
should,
the agenda for the 10th.
yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure we even need a formal vote. If we have consensus, then I would move along to our next item, which is a motion to enter into executive session.
Should we, is there anything else that, should we do that, go into executive session and then come back to the meeting for a few minutes?
I
Or-
think that probably we should.
Okay, I'll move that we enter executive session, but for the purposes of discussing items related to the East Hampton, what is it, 500 East Hampton Road?
Yeah.
Raise the road, yeah. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Sharon, you're muted, Sharon?
Well, that's why y'all are ignoring me.
That is why. We were looking
So,
for,
by roll call vote, Rosanna,
Yes, ma'am.
Gernander, I think he got bopped off. Nathan,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
and Mimi.
yes. I do still see Gernander as a co-host.
Okay, I don't even see him
He's
unless he's
muted,
that.
but he's there.
Oh, there he is. Sorry, Gernander. 5-0. Let me,
Yeah,
so-
I say,
Okay, so now we have to send everybody out to the waiting room.
correct. So those that are on, they're being kicked out into the
I see.
waiting room.